Hi, I'm Dr. James Waller. I'm the Director of Academic Programs at the Auschwitz Institute for Peace and Reconciliation. As part of my responsibilities with AIPR, the core of what I do is develop the curriculum and do some of the instruction for our educational seminars that we do around the world. As my colleague Dr. Tippy Gallis has mentioned, the core of our program is our global diplomats program that we do in Poland once, sometimes twice a year. That's a one-week seminar. We replicate that seminar also for a Spanish-speaking audience in Poland once a year as well. In addition to those week-long training programs on the grounds of Auschwitz, we also do regional, national training programs, sometimes 2 days in length, 4 days in length. We've done those in Mexico. We're here now in Santiago de Chile. We've done that in Buenos Aires. We've done it in Bosnia-Herzegovina, in Sarajevo. We've done those type of shorter term training programs in Kampala, Uganda, as well as Arusha, Tanzania. At the heart of our educational mission is the notion that we want to reach primarily mid-level government officials, although we've done some work with civil society and education. We want to reach them to help them understand what genocide is, what the warning signs are, and most importantly, what they can do to make a difference in whatever positions they find themselves in their organization or community. So our seminars are a mix of content, sometimes legal, about what genocide is, how it differs from war crimes, crimes against humanity, what we mean when we use the term mass atrocity, what we mean when we use the term prevention. But we also have a lot of practical components to our seminar to make sure that participants leave our seminar with the knowledge, the tools, the skills to actually make a difference in the face of genocidal violence. I think everything we do at AIPR is grounded in our mission that we want to build a world that is focused on genocide prevention, a world in which never again really is a reality, that we can stop this crime of genocide and mass atrocity from occurring. We think a large part of that is the knowledge that we can give people at the seminars, but also the practical skills they can develop as well. Probably the most unique thing about our educational programs that we offer is whenever we do them, wherever we do them, we try to take advantage of what we've called the power of place. That we get participants outside of the seminar setting and have them have a chance to look at the consequences sometimes of what happens when we don't prevent genocide and mass atrocity. So in our core program in Auschwitz, participants take a part of the first 2 days to tour the grounds of Auschwitz I and Auschwitz II. Together, the largest cemetery in the world, where over 1.25 million Jews, Gypsies, Poles, and others died in the midst of the Holocaust from 1939 to 1945. Even when we're away from Auschwitz, however, we take advantage of the power of whatever place we're at to get a sense also of the enormity of the tragedy. So in Buenos Aires, for instance, last year we were able to do much of our teaching in the seminar at ESMA, the largest clandestine detention center in Argentina. We were able to visit the Parque de la Memoria to get an idea of how memory is interpreted after atrocity and how that can actually help aid in prevention as well. Here in Chile, we had the privilege of attending the beautiful Museum of Memory and Human Rights to again talk about those issues of memory and transitional justice, and also to visit Villa Grimaldi to get an idea of the concentration camp and the site of torture there as a site of memory. And in all of that, we're really grounded in the belief that it is possible to prevent these atrocities from happening, that we don't have to live in a world in which these things continue to happen time after time after time again. And we're very fortunate to partner with over 200 now government officials from around the world, from over 65 countries around the world, who have attended our seminars and trainings, and many of them have gone back to their national offices to try and institutionalize much of what they've learned in our programming. Our first attempt to work with civil society, because our main focus again is on government officials, but 2 months ago in Sarajevo, Bosnia-Herzegovina, we conducted a 2-day seminar that invited government officials, academics, and civil society to the table to talk about issues of genocide and mass atrocity prevention. It's especially important in Bosnia-Herzegovina because they're coming off now 20 years since a war that included acts of genocide and mass atrocity, but it's a society that still remains very strongly divided. And there we had to be a little bit more creative because the government is so divided and in some ways dysfunctional in Bosnia-Herzegovina that our typical route of working through the government really wasn't open to us. So we took the advantage of pulling together really predominantly civil society and academics to say, while the government may not make much progress in this area, what can the rest of Bosnian society do to try and ensure that Bosnia-Herzegovina is not on the path to repeat what happened just 20 years ago? So that's our first attempt to bring in additional actors, but even in the work we do with government officials, always a part of our seminar trainings are instructions and modules on how they can best work with civil society as well. We recognize this as certainly a joint partnership in terms of prevention.